Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming to our pitch event number 74. As always, I'm very pleased to introduce to you our four founders. But before talking, and of course, our investor guest. Now, before moving to our founders pitch and kick off our pitch event, everyone wants to come to pitch. You can email pitch@EquityMatch.com. And you can see all our pitch event on our YouTube channel as we stream on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. I like to stress we don't charge founders. So if you're investing in the founders that we bring, we give voice to the founders and we bring them here to pitch to you. We don't charge them. So you can get in touch with them directly. We give you all the information you need, and all the money go directly to our founders. Not even a pound is taken from the funds. Now, before introducing our founders, I'm going to introduce our investor guest, a friend of mine, Tausif Frias, co-founder of Considerate. Tausif, do you want to give introduction to yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Max. It's always a pleasure to be on these events. You know, you've pulled together over the past few months some really good companies for investors and for potential commercial partners. So good to be on the show. My background, I've been in venture building, investing space for the past 25 years. Mostly work for large corporations, building and investing in technology businesses for them in emerging markets. Right now, I'm based in Canada. I'm an angel investor here, a startup mentor, and also working on a few ventures of my own. Thank you very much for inviting me to this show.
Thank you so much, Tausif, for coming, spending your time with us today. I'm very pleased. As I'm moving to our first founder, everyone wants to raise questions. Please write them, and we'll be more than happy to bring to our great founder. So let me start with Stephan Mangold, founder and CEO of UNDA, based in Berlin, Germany, headquartered, reusable bottles, impact, sustainability, waste management, pre-seed, 350K in euros. How's it going, Stephan?
It's good. And how are you?
Oh, good. Thank you so much for coming. So please give an introduction to yourself and after go straight to pitch.
Yeah, I'm Stephan, the founder of UNDA. UNDA is a sustainable multifunctional bottle, and it's made to prevent waste. And this is also the mission of UNDA, the brand, the company. So because there's too much waste in the with single-use bottles and cups and so on, and we want to prevent this waste with a sustainable multifunctional bottle. And yeah. So I start with the pitch deck. So here you can see the UNDA as a bottle, as a cup, and as a box. And now I show you why and how this works. So the problem is there's too much waste in the world. So in 2050, there will be more plastic than fish in the world if you keep on like this. For example, in Germany, we use more than 300 single-use bottles and cups per person per year. And 90% of the products are not made for the circular economy. So UNDA is Latin, and it means wave or ocean, and the UNDA is made to protect the ocean. So the single-use waste is simply wasteful. It's just throwaway options with limited functionality, and there are only expensive alternatives. So the sustainability on the go needs new tools. If you're on the go to work, if you on a festival, it needs new tools that are eco-conscious, lifestyle enabling, and cost-effective. So we created a better bottle, which is sustainable and stylish. So it solves the daily consumption in a single simple design. For example, it's multifunctional. It's for drinking, eating, and storing, and this differs really from other bottles. It's also ecological, so it's made according to eco-design directives with no connected materials, for example, and Swiss made, and it's still cost conscious. You can see the dual drinking top. You can unscrew the bottleneck, and then you can easy refill it and easy clean it. So you can use it as a bottle, a cup, or as a box. The design is very minimalistic and modern and timeless. And you also have a safe storage bottom where you can save some essentials or also some snacks. So the markets of reusable bottles, reusable cups, and reusable containers are all growing between 4 and 6%. And UNDA is kind of our own market with sustainable multifunctional bottles. So we have in our business model, we have 3 relevant business cases, which is B2B branded bottles for companies, for example, or as sustainable merchandise. We sell the bottle direct to the customer, and we also want to go now with investment. We want to go next year to retail and B2B2C, and also to get their recurring revenue. Also, the other bottles, most of them have bottlenecks. So the pain points of other bottles, they are not easy to clean, not easy to refill because of the bottleneck. So with the UNDA, you just unscrew the bottleneck, and then you have a very wide opening, and you can clean it easy. And also the other bottles are not easy to carry. On the UNDA, you can have a sling around, and you can carry it easy. So the UNDA is more user-centric and has more use cases, and this differs a lot to the other products, which are mainly only cups or only bottles or some smaller mixtures, but not that 3-in-1 system as the UNDA is. And to the B2B, Blue Ocean, so the advertising space is really big on the UNDA. We can brand, for example, here with the Green Tech Festival, like very big on it. And you also prevent more waste because you have more use cases, and the more use cases you have, the more waste you can prevent. So the management and the development team, so there's Ian, he's helping with sales, and he used to work in a scale-up for 4 years. Dominic Portman is helping in Switzerland mainly with sales. And Wolfgang, he's helping with brand management. He used to work for a competitor for a long time. And we have experienced bottle produce in Switzerland. Yes. Currently, we are raising funds. We got our first bigger customer, UNDA, and yeah, we want to go to retail. We have some big top tier press like Vogue and GQ, and got some bonuses, and yeah, also European patent and international registered brand. We will use the funds mainly for marketing and sales, and yeah, also for development of some accessoires to even make the bottle more usable and create more use cases. And we got a 25% cashback from the state for investors in the EWR. Yes. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Tasif.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, nice presentation. Great concept also. And I think I like the multi-functionality that you have in there. So you can always find bottles with kind of, cups at the bottom, or they can be used as this and that. But I think that's a good approach to a very crowded market, right? And a very competitive market. I just have a couple of questions. Your intellectual property, you said it's patented. Like, what aspects of your product are patented? Like material or design or both?
No, so basically it's the construction. The material is it's just polypropylene, so it's just like one, so it's 100% recyclable.
Yeah.
But the patent is on the functionality, so you can unscrew the bottom, the bottleneck, and put the bottleneck inside the bottom.
Yeah.
Screw it on here, and then you have a cup having no parts left over, and this is patented.
Okay. And one thing wasn't clear was I know you raising funding. You mentioned for moving into the consumer side, right? So you want to retail it to end users as opposed to corporations. Like, what's your distribution strategy? It will be a question that will come up if you pitch to any investor. how do you plan on manufacturing and distributing the bottles, and which are your initial target markets for that?
So the initial target markets at the moment is Europe, or mainly Germany, Switzerland, and Austria, but also Europe. But we also got really good feedback from Asia, and we are already in Amazon USA, and we also have a distributor in the USA who is willing to distribute this. He has like some nutrition products, and he's really interested because this fits really good to nutrition products.
Okay.
So our strategy is to go into markets, but find their distributors who know their market, because we can't go from here to markets in Asia and markets in the USA. So we are searching for distributors, or distributors who also can do their marketing. For example, we were on a fair in Cologne 2 weeks ago, and we found there some distributors and marketers from Korea. They were very interested, but also from the Arabian states.
Okay. And would you be open to licensing it for manufacturing, or do you want to keep manufacturing in Europe for this? Where is it manufactured right now? In I don't know if it was Germany or Switzerland. I forgot.
It's manufactured in Switzerland at the moment. But yeah, I mean, for scaling, like for longer terms, we would be also open it for licensing it in. For example, if you go to bigger Asian markets like China or India, it really makes sense to also produce them there. It's also more ecological and to produce them there, and then it would be also interesting for licensing.
Okay. And just one last. It's not a question; it's a comment. I think one of the first thing, I know it's like a small round you're raising right now, but you still need to have a business plan. So it's really not kind of clear to an investor, like even for me, that like what are the projections if somebody puts in money, what kind of revenue they can expect. And I know at this stage, for all of you guys who are on the event today, it's very early stage, so you're pulling numbers out of thin air, but they still need to be there because, like I understand the market is big, but like the two things that a question will come up again and again, like for any investor, is the business plan, and also like your retail and distribution strategy. It's a good thing you said that you already have some traction. I noticed you did a Kickstarter campaign. It was in the presentation, plus you're on Amazon, but you need to probably explain that a bit more. I had one more question, but I don't know if I'm out of time, Max, or?
Please go.
Okay, just like what's the traction right now? So congratulations on Hyundai, but how many bottles have you sold so far, if you don't mind sharing that number on Amazon and through Kickstarter?
Yeah, it's I think it's on one fall. We sold more than 15,000 bottles.
Oh, okay, good.
But like with retail, this can increase like really a lot next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stephan. Thank you, Tassi.
Thanks so much.
Moving to founder number 3, Luca Venza, founder and CEO of Distinkt. Distinkt is based in Barcelona, Spain. Chemicals, nanotechnology, deep tech, pre-seed 250K in euros. How's it going, Luca?
It's going great. Thanks for having me, Max.
Pleasure. Please.
Great. Yep. So Luca Venza, despite the name, I'm actually an American living in Barcelona. I've been here about 17 years. Moved here to do an MBA many years ago. And as many of us do who are here now, expats, met a girl, got married, started my family. And I met a team of scientists that are working in the space of nanotechnology, and decided to launch this company together with them about 1.5 years ago. So I'm excited to present to you Distinkt. Distinkt creates revolutionary smart inks using nanotechnology to prevent counterfeiting. Counterfeit goods represent 3.3% of all global traded goods. And that number is growing fast with the increase of internet sales and the lack of supply chain monitoring. That's about $224 billion. And it creates secondary problems which are really difficult in society, including identity theft, artificial inflation to the printing of false money, and massive tax losses for society and governments. The original anti-counterfeiting solution was secured inks, but they were created about 30 years ago to have static effects. You'll see these on bills, on dollars, on euros. You'll see them in your passports. You'll see them on IDs. You'll also see them on tax stamps, the little foil strips that on cigarette packs or alcohol. You see them in packaging for luxury goods or in other supply chain solutions. When we look at the ink industry, the initial solutions were like holograms, what we call optical variable. You can look at it from a different angle and you can see a different image, or you have inks that are created from different stimuli, either light sources, unique light sources like ultraviolet or infrared, or maybe heat. Now, what type 1 and type 2 inks have in common is that they're static, meaning once they're printed and you know they're there, they're actually very easy to replicate. And that's exactly what's happened. So over the last decade, these static inks have become just prolifically copied. About a decade ago, people started using forensic inks, which are advanced chemical solutions or biomarkers, but they're very expensive to use. They're difficult to apply to different substrates, and they're hard to read. So you need a laboratory oftentimes to detect them. What we've created with nanoparticles is a very easy to use ink that can be applied to any substrate, which requires an external stimuli, but which is already integrated into existing industry terms. So we're not using any rare earths, which is normal in luminescent or thermochromic inks. We're not using any complex chemicals, and we're not using anything dangerous to the environment. Our inks are completely irreplicable. You cannot recreate the effect that we do. We can be easily added into existing printing packaging solutions to be effective immediately, and we're green. What this looks like in practice is that our ink is visible in white light. It fluoresces under UV light. And when you add a near infrared laser to it, then it changes color. So what this looks like in practice is you see a powder on the left that's under ultraviolet light. If you were to add a laser, which I can't do with video in this PDF, but if you were to add a laser beam, it would turn yellow, and that yellow effect would last for 5 seconds, then it would disappear. And we're using that powder to add to inks to print our own security codes, barcodes, QR codes. And this is the basis of our patent. It's a very robust patent, and it's very much cutting edge in the industry. So we say for marketing that we can just add Distinkt. There's a lot of large ink providers in the world that have government contracts to print their money or their passports or to provide solutions. We want to be an additive to those existing solutions. We're also working with infrastructure players to be able to be printed through different printing machines and in different cartridges. Simply as an additive, there's about 20 million in recurrent revenue that we can generate for the company. Now what we want to do is expand into a full end-to-end solution for brands. This means that we print our own QR codes, we can print on labels, tags, we use multiple light sources to hide different elements in QR codes, so we can actually embed many QR codes into one printed solution, and that allows for a sophisticated track or trace. In the security packaging market, it's much bigger. It's about 200 million in recurrent revenue for us. The best part about Distinkt is the team. Sadie and I and Claudio have already started 8 companies. There's been 10 patents filed by different technological experts on this team. Future patent development is critical for what we're doing. We're very much on the cutting edge of what inks can do, and we're going to keep pushing that agenda forward. And we already have new IP on the agenda for next year. To date, actually, we've had a run of really 3 great months. To date, we've raised 700,000 in equity and grant money. We still have a convertible note open of about 300, which will close at the end of the year. And we hope to plan to open a seed round of about 2.3 million in the first quarter of 2024. Great news 2 weeks ago is that we were accepted to the Berkeley Skydeck Accelerator, which included an investment and a month-long acceleration program in Berkeley, followed by a month in Milan in April. So we're very excited for that. And that's mostly just for personnel and commercialization. So come join Distinkt because your security matters.
Thank you, Luca. Joseph.
Yeah, thanks, Luca, for the presentation. I won't pretend to understand this area.
It's not as hard as it looks. It's not as hard as it looks. Ask away.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know there are a lot of Chinese players in this space, but that's about it. A few questions like, what is your technology readiness level right now? Is it ready for commercialization, or are you still in
TRL6, yeah,
R&D mode?
No, TRL6, we've already done first batch manufacturing. Now,
Yeah.
every time we change a color effect, or we make the color change last longer, or we make it irreversible, it requires about a 2 or 3 month R&D process. So,
Yeah.
We have products that work now off the shelf, but there's lots of modifications we can do that will require a little bit of additional effort on our part.
Yeah. And do you have any early kind of market validation? Have you piloted with somebody, or have you sold any batches? Yeah.
A lot of the customers that you saw on my list, actually, all of them are there because we've spoken to all of them, and we have NDAs with most of them. And so we have already sent batches to them. We sent printed samples, and we sent the raw material. They've tested it. They've come back to us and said, hey, we wanted to do this instead of that. In some cases, hey, the particles didn't stand up to our printing methodology. We need a more robust polymer encapsulation, or the effect wasn't bright enough. So we've gotten all the feedback now, and the Gen 2 inks will start coming out in January.
Yeah. I think like generally what I've seen, so I worked in the government for a while, also in Canadian government funding companies, and the space you are in, which are deep tech, niche, that companies tend to do well. Like you need to just get your first customer, and once the referrals start building. I think I was going to ask, like, is there a business plan? But it looks like you're a bit early, and you still need to do a bit more validation. So come Q1, I think when you're raising funding, it will be good to see a business plan, like how much growth you're projecting and what it will cost you.
No, we have.
So you were saying something?
No, it's okay. I mean, I'm an MBA and I love Excel, so we've got a very elaborate Excel spreadsheet. But the key really to our development is, as a raw material, we have a clear business plan which has healthy margins and a good volume. But it's a niche market, like you said. The packaging is still in early stage, so that needs to be hashed out, and that's part of why we're excited to go to Skydeck.
Okay. Because I think it looks like you did have, that's the consumer play, right? Where you'll kind of print QR codes yourself and maybe sell them. I don't know, on retail through consumer channels. Okay. Great concept. I think like you still a bit early, but you guys are getting there. Looks like, so come Q1, it will be really interesting to see what you guys cook up. And I agree with you. Like again, these are numbers you pull out of thin air, but it's just good to see if somebody's putting in a few €100,000. What at least you're guessing your trajectory would be, right? So yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Luca.
All right.
Thank you, Darcy. Thank you, Luca. Please stay, don't go. We'll come back soon. I'll move to our last, and of course not the least, founder, Meelis Paloson, founder and CEO of Petinder.online. Petinder.online is based in Barcelona, Spain. Pet care pre-seed €500,000 in euros. How's it going, Meelis?
Hello, everyone. All good here. I'm also in Barcelona. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Please give an introduction to yourself, and after go straight to pitch.
Okay, great. So, as mentioned, my name is Meelis Paloson. I'm the founder of Petinder.online. I'm originally from Estonia, but been living in Barcelona for 19 years. Mainly been working in sales, international sales, international development, and mainly in software solutions. And so I'm going to change the topic completely from us to animals. Petinder is all about a forever home for all pets and their welfare. Let's meet the team first of all as well. That's me and my co-founder and CTO, T-Bolts. Besides that, there's also a team of volunteers who have joined us. There's over 15 of us now already, and here are just a few of them. All are big pet lovers. And about Petinder. Petinder is all about giving visibility to pet shelters in order to increase the number of pets being adopted. Also, the website is about for existing pet owners, and we also provide a lot of different editorial content. The problem is that Spain, unfortunately, was #1 country in 2020 in pet abandonment, with over 700 animals being abandoned per day. And this is because of finding shelters is relatively difficult, and they have really, really low visibility. What customers are looking for are having profiles for shelters and for animals, to find one point of reference source for anything related to pets, which would be easy to find and share. What we provide is actual profiles through the web itself and the application that we are developing. We also provide places to take over the control of the profile in order to provide content themselves as well. We provide ourselves editorial content, plus members of the web of the platform can also provide content from basically by themselves, and it's a niche market in related to pets. There's big social impact around it as well. Petinder contributes to 11 out of 17 SDGs and 74 out of 169 subtasks. Market overview. On this slide, more specifically, you can see the percentage of households that owned at least one cat or one dog in Spain from 2010 to 22. Here you can see also different kind of pets they've been having. The data is from 2021. I have also prepared a little bit more optimistic terms and some, taking in consideration only Spain and cats and dogs. And here you can see a little bit more pessimistic one as well. Potential markets. First of all, the timing is now because just recently Spain activated a new animal welfare law, which really gives protection to animals. There's also two types of audiences: people who are looking to adopt a pet or existing pet owners. Here on the European level, you can see also the type of animals, pets people own, data from 2022. Size of the market on Europe, on Spanish level, European level, and LATAM. So far, we have already existing partners, such companies like WeWork. There's a Solidarity shop as well, and a group of volunteers who are helping to set up different volunteering sessions in different shelters and places to visit. Traction, I've been approached by these global brands already. Of course, there are already existing competitors as well. Here are a few of them on Spanish market, international, US and Canada, and a very basic listing competitor, which is I consider them indirect ones. Business models. First of all, of course, branded ads from pet supplies, food brands, hotels that allow pets, travel ideas, events, etc. Monthly subscriptions, affiliate marketing, sponsored content, and of course, there are revenue streams. First of them is related to AI chatbot. Increases a lot of page views, and this increases the number of banners being viewed. Data insight and analytics, push notifications that also increase page views, ad impressions, and revenues generated through the two streams. And governmental help, of course, they will be collaborating as well. Funding we are requesting is only 500,000, and this is how we are planning to use the funds for right now. Many thanks for your time. Questions?
Thank you, Meelis. Thank you. Tassif.
Yeah, thanks, Meelis, for your presentation. Are you already up and running? It wasn't clear.
Yes, the website is up and running. I actually started setting it up, I think it was just before pandemic, kind of, when I started actually creating the idea, generating what I should do, because I've been always wanting to help pets, but I didn't know how and why. Of course, I don't know. But yes, the website is up and running. We just went through, during last week, we went through a new redesign on branding, new look and feel and everything. And we are working on launching the app itself as well.
Okay. And is it like a single website, or do you have two platforms? One for, rescuing pets or pets are abandoned and looking for adoption, and one for like a marketplace for hotels? And because it looks like you also have an e-commerce kind of play where you're selling
no,
goods.
it's all in one. It's we don't sell anything ourselves.
Yeah.
We just provide one source of information where you can
Okay.
find absolutely anything related to pets. If you want to book a hotel, you would it would be listed on the website itself,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you would end up going to the hotel's website to do the booking itself.
Okay. Okay. And you mentioned some competition. So how do you stand up against them, and even indirect competition like Facebook, etc.? Are there no sites right now in Spain which are exactly similar to what you have in mind, or are they
There
similar?
are,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
are mainly focused on either one or the other or something else. But they are no other platform that combines absolutely everything into one. There are a couple of websites, of course, that
Yeah.
try to provide information about pets who are available to be adopted,
Yeah.
but they do not really fully provide information additionally, like what else you can do together with your pet in order to reduce the pet abandonment.
Okay. Okay. And against this €500,000 investment, I guess, like what are you expecting your turnover to be in a couple of years? Like, is this just an initial round and then you need more money, or would it take you to a profitable, decent revenue stage? Like, what are your business projections like against this funding?
This is something that we are working on the numbers ourselves,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
But with this funding, I'm hoping to become already profitable ourselves.
Okay.
Because as there's been already quite interesting traction from global brands like
Yeah.
Nestle Purina,
Yeah.
Mars Pet Care.
Yeah.
There's been also like the WeWork. They really were very interested in setting
Yeah.
up a partnership, especially because they're pet friendly co-working spaces, and they want
Yeah.
to get more visibility, and they want to improve their corporate social responsibility. And
Yeah.
there's more other brands, like quite a few other brands that have already approached me, but I
Yeah.
don't want to point them out until
Yeah.
everything has been closed.
Yeah. 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 I mean, WeWork is a great partner if you can land them, and
It's confirmed already. We
yeah.
are working
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
and we all actually have a partnership where in the buildings here in Barcelona and
Yeah.
also in Madrid, we will start giving educational sessions where we talk about responsive adoption.
Yeah.
There's also a couple of collaborators, other partners that are actual dog trainers. They help you to understand your communication with your animal. If the dog wiggles the tail like this way, what could it mean? How to
Yeah.
improve the well-being itself
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. And what does your team look like right now? Are the developers, is the marketing SEO team in-house, or are you?
Yes, T-Volt, that I showed in one of the first slides, he joined
Yeah.
the team just recently. I think it's been now 2.5 weeks or something like this,
Yeah.
and he's the technical person.
Okay. Okay.
Because myself, as mentioned, I'm mainly in sales, business development, and all
Yeah.
that part. I
Yeah.
built the website myself.
Uh-huh.
I learned how to use it, create websites by
Yeah.
like let's click here and see what's going to happen. But
Yeah.
I still managed to set up the whole website myself. But
Yeah.
he's here to improve it.
Yeah. 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 At some stage, you need to move into that space. So I think this is great. I don't have any other question, Max. Thanks again, Meelis. Like, really appreciate this. Yeah.
Thank you, Tassif. Thank you, Meelis. Meelis, because we're bringing all the funders right now. And we always close with 20 seconds elevator pitch. So I'm starting with you, Meelis. Give your best in convincing Tassif and all the investors watching.
Okay, basically, Petinder needs to exist, and we need to pay more attention to the animals who have been here way before than us, and they deserve real attention, and they need to be really taken care of, and they need a home.
Thank you, Meelis. Luca.
I can't follow that. No, I think Distinkt is doing two things. One is solving some of society's biggest problems. Counterfeiting creates massive social destruction at all levels. It finances human trafficking. It creates poverty. It creates pollution. We are using the most advanced technologies created by scientists, which are environmentally friendly and inexpensive, to help to fight it. It's a very exciting field, so come join us.
Thank you, Luca. Stephan.
Yeah, I think you should invest into UNDA because we have this first mover advantage. We have two trends, which is drink and eat, and we are on the go lifestyle and the sustainability. And we want to create an international brand, and therefore we need an investor because we want to grow not only via sales but also via investment to also scale.
Thank you, Stephan. James.
Yes, I'm looking forward to change lives around the globe by providing perpetual resources for charities and causes worldwide, and also by providing investors liquidity options from their malinvested real property assets.
Thank you so much, James. Guys, thank you so much to all of you. Thank you so much, Meelis, Luca, Stephan, James, and Tausif. Absolutely, thank you for spending 1 hour
thanks,
with
man.
us with your great questions and insightful.
Pleasure.
We are back again next week. For this week, we're done. And thank you again, and have a good weekend to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Steve.
much.
Thanks, Max.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.